Canelo Alvarez recently fought William Skull, but you wouldn't know it by looking at him now. No rest, no holiday, just relentless gym work, lifting heavier, punching harder, and moving like a man on a mission. And with Terence Crawford circling, it's clear that Canelo is already preparing for something larger. Kyrone Davis is one of the few fighters who has sparred with both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, giving him direct knowledge of their power, timing, and ring IQ. When asked who he thinks will win a possible showdown between the two, Davis didn't hesitate to break it all down.
Preparation is going to definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely going to help him. Canelo experience, but then you got Crawford got great experience as well. It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick Canelo because of the weight disparity. Canelo is naturally sits really well at 168, and it's just always tough for a guy to come to 168 and come from grab that many weight classes up and do something like that. If he does it, if anybody could do it, it'll be Terence Crawford.
Even with all of the praise for Crawford's skills and adaptability, Davis emphasizes that size matters, and Canelo's comfort and strength at 168 pounds could be the deciding factor, which is why Canelo is already back in the gym, pushing through an intense training camp to ensure Crawford feels every pound of it. Canelo Alvarez has fully entered fight mode, with speculation swirling about a potential mega fight versus Terence Crawford. In newly leaked gym video, the pound-for-pound king wastes no time. Canelo is shown working on one of his most underappreciated weapons, his head movement. Canelo's training with Terence Crawford focuses on timing and sheer power, not only speed and reflexes. To hone his skill, he's been going to battle and sparring in one grueling practice. Canelo faced veteran super middleweight contender Ronald Ellis and traded hard power blows without hesitation. This type of pressure work against a tough, durable opponent shows exactly what Canelo is working on. Inside fighting, body blows, and the distinctive explosive timing he'll need to counter Crawford's rhythm and angles during his most recent sparring sessions ahead of the Crawford fight. Canelo was observed delivering vicious body blows that stopped opponents from moving, thinking, or breathing. Correct. This is precisely where Canelo plans to knock Crawford down gradually, methodically, and with fight-changing force to the ribs and liver. Canelo Alvarez is preparing for what could be the most technical and high-stakes fight of his career against Terence Crawford, but he's not just focused on strategy or stamina. He's also cultivating raw, crushing power. As camp video comes, one film sticks out: Canelo delivering vicious body blows during sparring. These aren't just warm-up combinations, they're intentional, fight-specific tactics meant to dismantle a quick, fluid opponent like Crawford from the inside out. Canelo's bodywork has always been one of his hallmarks, but now it's being refined even more carefully. against a fighter like Crawford, who lives on movement and rhythm. Slowing the legs and focusing on the middle could be the key to shutting off his offense and getting control of the pace. Before becoming the UFC's unbeaten rising star, Ilia Topuria was already studying one of boxing's most complete fighters, Canelo Alvarez, and Topuria says it was more than just admiration. During a recent interview, the Georgian Spanish MMA fighter claimed that Canelo was not only one of his favorite athletes, but also a model for improving his own hitting style.
I love Canelo. Canelo was, and it's one of my favorite athletes. Yeah, I learned so much from him.
Skills?
Technical skills. I learned, like, we were watching his videos, his training footage, like everything, and we were trying to copy that, to repeat that. He inspired us a lot.
Have you ever met him or no?
No, never.
So you guys have never trained?
Never. Hopefully one day I met him in person.
Puria's appreciation shows how far Canelo's influence extends beyond boxing, from balance and head movement to tactical body work. Canelo's style is now point of reference in MMA camps, and with Canelo back in the gym with Terence Crawford, it's clear that his progress continues to inspire fighters. From all combat sports, Canelo Alvarez is back in full fight gear, with his intensity, focus, and explosiveness dialed in as he prepares for the biggest technical challenge in his career. And if there were any concerns about how serious Canelo is about this fight, one look at his recent mid-work session clears them all. Every punch was thrown with weight, precision, and intent, not just speed exercises, but raw strength channel and controlled. Canelo is sending a message, whether it's uppercuts, hooks, or compact combos. His goal is simple: make Crawford feel the difference at 168. As both boxers work through camp, fans have begun to examine their training film frame by frame, a fresh side-by-side comparison of Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford's workouts is circulating online, generating heated debate about who looks more focused. And the fan reaction has been largely positive for Canelo, with many noting to his better movements, heavier shots, and demonstrated toughness. A fan asked, "But isn't going to knock out Canelo if Triple G and Vol couldn't hurt him? What makes you think but will?" Someone else said, "Canelo Alvarez is going to beat him up." They make weight classes for a reason. Perhaps the most cruel prediction came from a third fan. Canelo, chin is granite through TKO, and he hits with explosives. Crawford cannot harm Canelo, GGG, or Kirkland. None of them have hurt him, but he is doing nothing. The chatter is growing, as is the pressure. Crawford may be undefeated, but joining Canelo's category is a risky move. The contrast between the two champions in the most recent collection of training film couldn't be clearer. While Terence Crawford stays light on his feet, shadowboxing with flawless and planned rhythm, Canelo Alvarez is out here letting bombs fly. The Mexican superstar is dialed in with vicious punching power, showcasing the explosive intensity that has broken down bigger guys in numerous categories. Watching the video side by Canelo simply appears sharper. His feet are planted, his timing is precise, and every strike has terrible intentions. Crawford's lighter style may demonstrate elegance, but fans are starting to wonder if accuracy alone can truly negate that kind of raw, tested power. Anthony Durrell, a former WBC super middleweight champion who is well-versed in the 168-pound division, discussed the size, ability, and mentality that both fighters bring to the ring. Daryl did not shy away from saying the obvious. Canelo Alvarez is a naturally larger man who has been fighting at super middleweight for years, but what stuck out the most was his admiration for Terence Crawford's mindset, describing him as a rare breed of fighter who isn't hesitant to journey outside his comfort zone in search of excellence. Canelo is a big guy, he's naturally 168 or a little bit bigger, but Terence, he want to be great, that's what it's about, being great, and seizing the moment. Most people don't seize the moment, most people are too stuck in their shell and not exceeding as far as they can. I think going to be in chess match the real question is, can Terence Crawford stand up to Canelo power? I mean, everybody want to know that's what people want to know, but at the end of Daryl's comments, underscore the heart of this contest, which is not just about size versus skill, it's legacy versus legacy. He agrees the power differential exists, and the main worry is whether Crawford can handle Canelo's blows, but he also underlines something as deadly. According to Daryl, Crawford's philosophy is that once Bud sees blood, he goes for the kill, and if he pulls it off, you can't deny that he belongs in the conversation of the best of all time. Canelo Alvarez, on the other hand, is certainly not underestimating Terence Crawford, despite being the physically larger man and the incumbent 168-pound champion. Canelo knows Crawford is more than simply a challenger, he is a pound-for-pound top fighter with an undefeated record and a killing instinct. That's why Canelo's training camp has been nothing short of brutal. He's pushing his body and polishing his skills with the same zeal he used in fights with Gennady Golovkin and Dmitry Bivol. You can see it in the way he moves, focuses, and, most importantly, the power he puts behind each shot. While preparing for Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez met with Teofimo Lopez, and what followed was a defensive masterclass in the middle of a tough training camp. Canelo demonstrated to the younger champion why he is recognized for having one of the sport's slickest upper body maneuvers, including waist slides and shoulder rolls. This was not casual employment, top knowledge was being passed down. This uncommon exchange between two champions showed how smart Canelo's approach to the Crawford fight truly is. While the attention is frequently on his power, it is his defensive IQ that allows him to control tempo, avoid harm, and counter with accuracy against a fighter as quick and unpredictable as Crawford. That amount of ring knowledge might mean the difference between winning and being outboxed as the Terence Crawford showdown approaches. Canelo Alvarez's training camp is becoming increasingly intense. During one of his most recent training sessions, the Mexican superstar launched devastating combinations on the heavy bag, showing not just power but also discipline, precision, and conditioning. This type of bag work is more than simply physical force. It includes mimicking fight night pressure, rhythm, angles, and weight transfer. Canelo is honing every skill for a fighter like Crawford, who thrives on movement and timing. In case Crawford wants to outbox him, Canelo is clearly planning to cut the ring, disrupt the rhythm, and hit a big punch when it counts the most, as his bout against Terence Crawford approaches. Canelo Alvarez has made it plain that he is not simply practicing. He is preparing for war with his latest sparring sessions and bag drills. Canelo has been throwing hard, thudding blows that echo throughout the gym. These aren't wild shots, they're deliberate, compact, and devastating, each delivered with the intent that has won him a reputation as one of boxing's most deadly punchers. While most fans focus on Canelo Alvarez's knockout power, his great defense is frequently underrated. However, during his most recent training camp for Terence Crawford, Canelo is showing that defensive brilliance with swift reflexes. Canelo's smooth head movement and exact timing have vexed elite punchers such as Kennedy Golovkin and Daniel Jacobs. This is smart surgical defense meant to mentally break his opponent, and against a calculated fighter like Terence Crawford, Canelo knows he'll meet every ounce of that defensive savvy. He's not just training to handle Crawford's speed, he's also learning to counter it with timing, rhythm, control, and experienced pose. He is prepared not only to defend his crown, but also to dominate. This is more than just weight classes or pound-for-pound rankings. It's about will, heritage, and who can impose their style when everything is at stake. Now it's your turn. Who do you think will walk out with their hand raised, Terence Crawford or Canelo Alvarez? Share your prediction in the comments area below.